Horde multiplayer is now here, bro. So let's jump right into it, bro. I can't wait, bro. Let me know what you guys think about Call of Duty gameplay capture on PlayStation 5. That's crazy.
Threat neutralized.
You're here because you're the best special forces NATO has to offer.
We're all that keeps the world from turning to cinders, comrades.
We work off the books
Operate in the shadows.
to keep the wolves at bay.
Today, we reshape the world.
What the fuck are we doing in my
1983. Oh,
Let them come.
flying over cars.
Big Papa took the war around. Jack knows out for the other crowd. Any repercussions in your mouth. Split clip all the time. Big Papa took the war around. Real flow, and that's how it's on.
That's the commando. They're going to commando.
Time to punch that time card.
Secure the
Damn.
I'll take care of this.
That's kind of hot. That's really hot.
Strike inbound. Evasive maneuver.
Ah, shit.
Soviet convoy.
He knew he was gone.
I'll drive.
Big Papa took the war around.
Damn, he blew the hell up.
And that's how it goes.
That was an R60.
Keep pushing.
Y'all look hot. I ain't gonna lie.
Raw flows, and that's how it goes.
Yo, that was hot, yo. That was hot.
Pre-order a digital copy and get early access to the open beta and instant access to the Woods Operator Pack in Modern Warfare and Warzone.
As larger maps have more components, we can apply more details into maps like Satellite.
I don't give a
which
damn
make
about
them
no
feel
bigger
even
maps,
more
bro.
natural. The Satellite at the center is like a king of the hill. Anyone who wants it has to run toward you because it's raised higher than the rest of the map.
Bro, we don't want bigger maps.
I'm usually playing one of two ways. All in, full ham, dying again and again. Or in objective modes, I'll flank and get the jump on people. Satellite scratches both of those itches. Even though it's an outdoor space,
You know
the
you don't
map's
even
two
play this
different
game.
regions mean I can play long and short range tactics.
I'll be honest, I am trash with the sniper rifle, but
You-
a shotgun, that I can do. I have always been a big fan of close quarters combat. And
It's
there's
shotgun
great
is what I can
mouse
do.
style
Anybody
gameplay
can use a
in
shotgun.
Satellite.
The Crash Satellite is a super fun spot to try and outplay your enemies. Predict which way they'll circle the debris to run up behind them, or just duck inside the satellite and take your shot.
This is going to be one of those classic Black Ops maps the world knows and loves for how quickly engagements
Of Moscow's opulent train station. With Spetsnaz dispatched, the area has gone hot.
So the Moscow map is set
That's
in
like Modern Warfare
the
to me.
dead heart of a big city.
Right
so
there,
you're
it looked like
wandering
Modern
through
Warfare.
these streets with a bunch of cars, and there's tall buildings on either side of you.
There's this sense that you've been dropped into a point in history.
First thing I do is run right to the center because that's where all lanes cross in the Moscow map. And eventually, it doesn't take long, people are going to run through the metro station. So you can just sit there and wait, but chances are there's going to be people running right into your line of fire right off the bat.
It's a classic 3-lane map where teamwork really makes the dream work.
Like players have seen before.
You can sneak through dark shadow
Oh
alleys.
my gosh.
Go out onto the beach, out into the ocean.
You can dive in the water and wade along the coast to get the drop on the other side.
Or you can just go right down the street and bask in the neon light.
I already can tell I'm not gonna like this map.
I could hear this 80s nightclub music playing through the walls of one of the buildings. The little details make it lifelike, and it becomes this joy to experience.
Basically, my goal
I don't give a
is
damn
to
about the
never
music.
be on the main street in the center, because that is sniper heaven, and that is Brittany hell. So I always go and try to flank and get those snipers from the back.
Our art and design teams worked really hard to bring the best possible night experience to the players. You'll see that play out when you sneak in the shadows on the beach or engage enemies in the center strip.
It really makes people feel like they're in Miami in the 80s. It's pretty cool.
I don't know about that, man. Y'all want dark maps? Nobody likes that.
NATO has learned a large Soviet missile convoy is on its way to the border.
Special Forces dispatch alongside MI6 to ambush the convoy and secure the weapons before all hell breaks loose.
Soviet convoy disabled.
It's one of our most cinematic maps with a boots-on-the-ground feel that feels pulled from the campaign.
Your team will want to hold down and protect
reminds
its
me of an
own
old Black Ops
outposts to
map.
guarantee access to one of these tanks. But infantry combat doesn't take a back.
Here to tell you about the brand new multiplayer experience we call VIP Escort.
VIP Escort began with a question. How can we create a game mode inspired by the kind of real-life, totally true, but completely redacted Black Ops that first inspired this franchise? The result is Extraction in its purest form, a new 6-on-6 objective-based game mode we call VIP Escort. In Black Ops, we normally task you with fighting, but VIP Escort turns that on its head with a new mechanic. If you're selected as the VIP, your number one job is to live. In this team-based op, your team will try to escort you off the map or eliminate the other team trying to stop you. As VIP, you'll skip Create a Class, you're too important after all. Instead, you'll deploy with the kitted Cold War multiplayer.
I know that game will look kind of cool, but I probably wouldn't.
Cold War's signature gunfighting experience. Here's Alvin with a debrief on some of the other combat systems waiting for you in Cold War.
That was kind of cool. Create a class.
Let's talk about two of the most significant and impactful features of multiplayer: Create a Class and Scorestreaks. Our goal with Create a Class and Cold War is to empower you without making trade-offs. This year, better starts with simpler. Create a Class will be a slot-based system. No longer governed by allocations or the Pick 10 system, you'll always boast a full class of a primary, secondary, lethal, tactical, field upgrade, and a set of perks.
Field
upgrades are items placed in the world to give your team an advantage. You can earn them solely based on time, not score, and they are the only type of game content that works in a cooldown that lasts after death. Now, wild cards are back. In this system, in every class, you can pick one of 4 wildcards that let you do things like load your primary weapon with up to 8 attachments, carry up to 6 perks, double the number of lethals and tactics,
Does that catch up in his helmet?
or carry 3 primary perks from any mix of categories. Of course, a key component of Create a Class is the Gunsmith. In Black Ops Cold War, there are more optics and attachments to unlock and configure than ever before. Every primary weapon can be customized with 54 attachments across 8
Modern
different
Warfare.
nodes or attachment points, with at least 6 options per attach point. By default, you can equip 5 attachments or 8
they got
with the Gunfire Wildcard.
They got these joints from Modern
For
Warfare,
the
the pros and the cons
Gunsmith
and everything.
will show you what equipping an attachment does as a positive or negative
They
percentage.
definitely took that from Modern
You can
Warfare.
now build backwards, speccing out the perfect gun for results you want to see in the field. This takes the guesswork out of the system and helps us on our never-ending quest to make the most balanced Call of Duty game you've ever played.
Alright, Scorestreak, come on.
There's one more thing I need to
Bring the
talk
Blackbird
about.
back, please.
First up, we've updated Scorestreak so that earned score is kept through death. This change gives all players a chance to engage with Scorestreaks, one of the most visceral and fun experiences across multiplayer's signature combat. If you do go on a streak and string together multiple kills before your own death, streak score bonuses help you earn into those higher power.
I hope this is like a support thing.
To prevent Scorestreak spam, each Scorestreak will go on a cooldown after it's used, to pace out frequency. So, what score streaks are we talking about? Well, your favorites are back, but we've also got a few surprises. Score streaks in Cold War can be used in all the classic ways: to aid in taking an objective, to save your team, to break up the pace of the game with a fun new experience. We've also tailored strategy into the system, as score streaks can often be neutralized with a counter score streak. And now I'll pass it over to Sunny to share more about our operators and how they move in Black
I hope that's
Ops
like a
Cold.
support thing, like Modern Warfare 3. And then you had the assault score streaks, and then you had
Elite,
specialists.
covert, powerful. When you play as a Cold War operator, you won't just step into the boots of a highly trained precision instrument. Every movement will have a purpose. To increase the fidelity and feel of even the smallest elements, modelers, animators, and concept artists all work side by side, planning for every point of contact with every gun, every stance and position, every scenario. Thanks to increased dynamic bone counts, we've been able to enhance the effects of physics and gravity on what you carry, from the weight of your gear, like pouches and grenades, to the way a wallet chain or rope sways as you sprint. Your entire operator will move more naturally than ever. Here's 4 specific ways movement has improved through new cutting-edge techniques in animation and programmatic movement. The first is sprint takeoff. This is the feature that gives your operator a running start. You start with a little sprint, and then it slows down to normal speed.
Okay.
This lets you feel the momentum of like where you're going.
That's like a
and where
double
you're gonna
sprint,
end
but
up.
without clicking
We
in
wanted to
twice.
preserve the fluidity and fun of an operator's ability to slide. In Black Ops Cold War, when you slide, you start and end in a crouch position in a believable way. This allows 2-player movement states to function better as one, all while improving gameplay and enhancing pace. Footstep control also plays a big part of the new movement system. Go faster and you'll make more noise. Of course, we still have Ninja as a perk, but Ninja is no longer the only way to keep quiet. Whether or not you're crouched, how loud you get is now directly tied to how fast you're moving. Lastly, we've incorporated a classic jump with a much more natural height, which will very briefly slow you down on landing. Our goal in all of these movement mechanics is to ensure operators' actions are not just authentic, but intuitive. When you press a button or a key, you should always feel in control of your operator, and this system has been built to translate your decisions into dynamic movement more seamlessly than ever. The era of the game might be the 80s, but the characters you play will move and shoot like the world's most highly skilled operators.
Signature combat. It isn't just how a gun is shot, it's how that gun feels, how it sounds, how it's designed to create a combat experience.
So the faster you move, the louder.
Combat